Welcome to Section 3 of the AgileSHIFT Certification Training course. This section is about understanding the AgileSHIFT delivery approach. There will be 11 questions in the exam out of the 33, worth 11 marks. Let us look at what would be covered in this section. Firstly, we take a look at the AgileSHIFT team concept, including the team size and communication, and the 5 elements of an effective team. Then we look at the role of the AgileSHIFT coach with the responsibilities, characteristics, and behaviors. And then the responsibilities of the AgileSHIFT sponsor, followed by AgileSHIFT workflow, meaning the trigger, then the startup and go or no-go decision, followed by an iteration, and then a cycle of iterations and the go or no-go decisions at the end of each iteration, and then the closeout of the workflow. We also take a look at the sequence and timing of the main activities within a single iteration, such as iteration planning, stand-ups, value demo, including the no go or go decision, retrospective, and canceling an iteration if need be. And finally, we take a look at some of the definitions of tools and techniques, such as customer story, epic, relative estimating, such as t-shirt sizing and story points, task list, roadmap, swarming, and the Kanban board. We first describe the AgileSHIFT team, explaining the relationship between the team size and the complexity of communication, and also the 5 elements which make an effective team. Firstly, the team size, how it impacts the AgileSHIFT team. An AgileSHIFT team, by the way, is any team who recognize the benefit of working in an agile way. It could be a group of people working in an agile way and who are also aware of the benefits of working in such an agile way. So what should be the team size of such a team? Because organizations have large number of employees generally, again, depending on the size of the business, small, medium, or large. This team size of a single AgileSHIFT team impacts the communication and collaboration between the team members. The more the team size, the more the exponential effect on the complexity of connections, meaning as the team size increases, the number of communication lines or channels also increases exponentially. We'll take a look at that in a moment. It's been found that more than 9 is not conducive for agile ways of working because of the increase of the complexity of the communication channels. Similarly, less than 3, for example, 2 people or just 1 person, is not suited for agile ways of working, but maybe for just specific activities or tasks rather than teamwork. We see here some pictures when there are 3 people in a team. These are the 3 lines of connections or communication. When we make it 5, the number is much higher. And when we have 9, then you can look at the enormous number of lines there. So it increases from 3 to 10 to 36 when the team size is 3 to 5 to 9. One of the concepts of the AgileSHIFT team is they are self-organizing, meaning they are first of all non-hierarchical. It is a team who can decide among themselves how best to deliver the work without specific direction from anybody outside the team. And of course, the work is approached collaboratively among the team members with joint commitment among themselves to delivering outcomes. However, it doesn't mean that they can do any kind of work. They need to do the work which is as required by a customer. But once they know the priorities of the customer, it is that self-organizing team who decides how to deliver the work, such as how to plan the work and how to deliver, how to track progress, etc. So as a single team, they would be committed rather than individuals committing to different tasks. Of course, there will be multiple tasks and every individual would be doing certain tasks, but it is a team commitment rather than one person doing something and taking their hands off. AgileSHIFT team should be self-organizing and non-hierarchical, with all members mutually accountable and responsible to each other for delivery. Also, agile teams do not have team leaders or managers in most cases. Although sometimes for specific activities, there could be a leader or owner driving it forward. Team composition is stable and long-lived, meaning the team's composition of the people is not disturbed. For example, in every iteration cycle, it may not be required to bring in new team members because that can disturb the existing relationships among the team members who would have been working for some time and understand each other well and would have some skills developed, cross skills developed among themselves. The team owns the work from the concept to delivery, avoiding the need for time-consuming behaviors. And as I said before, if there is a customer, then it is quite likely that the team would go by the customer's needs. Further on the self-organizing teams, the benefits. There is autonomy, meaning a freedom to do work as per the team's own ways of working. Of course, with some boundary. And this is known as empowerment. There's also mutual trust and respect among the members, respecting each other's skills as well as each other's failures and learning from each other from those failures and successes. Shared competencies and responsibilities, meaning every team member generally would have one key skill and some other secondary skills. Therefore, in the absence of a certain team member who has a specific competency, another team member can fall back using their secondary skill at least temporarily until that team member is back. There is more customer focus because the entire team is focused on the customer's needs. Even though this is occurring in normal teams also, which may not be self-organizing, but then in self-organizing, there is more empowerment and more focus on these things, rather than somebody directing each individual on what to do. And because of this, the connections between the employees within the team, there is greater employee satisfaction. And also their skills are respected. They are able to develop secondary skills over a period of time, though initially they may come with just one skill, a primary skill in the team, that is. We now move on to the concept of effective teams in the AgileSHIFT team structure. This picture here shows us 5 items. These are the 5 elements as per Rollin and Christine Glaser from the 1992 article and research. These 5 elements have been shown to contribute to team effectiveness and should be considered in order to develop a team into a fully functioning, high-performing one. And those are clear objectives, the team roles, the team processes, the interpersonal relationships among the team members, and the inter-team relationships, meaning relationships between different teams. Let's look at the clear objectives, meaning every team is clear about what they are trying to achieve. They would have a purpose or a mission, and goals, meaning what they would achieve. Team roles. Every team member understands what exactly their responsibilities are under the role they are in. We'll take a look at the different roles later on. The team also understands their processes very well, meaning how they would operate, what are their ground rules, including things like their values, their principles, how would they resolve conflicts, how would they communicate, how would they make decisions as a team, and so on, and rules of behavior, which are known as the ground rules. Interpersonal relationships. This needs to be positive and active communication between team members, which means team members have to understand the importance of their behavior and relationship with each other. Building trust would be a key factor in that case. An ability to help each other, understanding the other's needs and standing up for that. Respecting each other's failures and respecting each other's qualifications. Inter-team relationship, this is about the collaboration between multiple teams, meaning multiple AgileSHIFT teams. Because sometimes large projects require more than one AgileSHIFT team, and there have to be effective collaboration between them. As we have seen earlier, AgileSHIFT has the concept of that the entire team, entire organization need to be agile.